All right, hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be going over never buying a lead again, how you can achieve this by simply building an audience. And I know that this maybe sounds a little bit too good to be true, but I'm asking you guys to just stick with me and hear me out here because I've got a strategy that I think has been proven a couple of different times to work. This is where I believe the industry is going, where there's going to be a lot of people who will never need to spend any money on leads again. Hi, I am John with New Leads in Life. Welcome back to my channel and work with new leads in life to have a new lease on life. Now, in today's video, I'm going to be talking about building an audience in 2023 and how you could potentially never need to buy a lead ever again if you do this right. Now, the key is to get it right and to do it right, but I'm going to show you exactly how you can do that in this video and how building an audience is where the future of insurance is headed. Quite frankly, it's the future of all online service-based businesses are all headed. And I'm not going to waste any more time. We'll get right into it now. So never buy a lead again in 2023. We need to do this by building an audience, right? And I'm going to get into really the nuts and bolts of what that looks like and what this sort of a funnel would look like, okay? So here's how you could generate leads organically, never need to purchase them again from simple social media posting and outreach. So for example, if you were active on TikTok, you can use TikTok for reach and engagement, as well as testing your product market fit. TikTok is absolutely terrific when it comes to reach. So let's think of this like the top of the funnel using TikTok content. You're going to be able to reach a lot more people than you would be able to on Instagram or Facebook or really any other social media platform. TikTok is absolutely fantastic for reach. It's absolutely fantastic for engagement and getting people to engage and connect with your content. The other great thing about TikTok is because generally you typically should be posting often, right? You can start to kind of test your product market fit. You can start to test what are people actually clicking on my TikTok page? What are people actually watching? What are people following through with? What are people commenting on? What do people like? What are people coming to my TikTok page to see? And you can start to see what your prospects are actually interested in, talking about specific features of your insurance products, talking about your specific, and you'll have a data point to go off of, and you'll start being able to build your own kind of mental, or you can even write down the data collection you've done from TikTok and understand where your prospects are actually coming from and what interests them so that you can connect with them on a deeper level. But really the main purpose of TikTok is simply to reach more people. The reason we use TikTok is to reach the most amount of people in the least amount of time that it takes to create content. We can create TikToks in 100 seconds or less with our caption setting. If you haven't seen my video on how to create TikToks, I'll try to link that somewhere here in this video, but if not, then just check my YouTube channel and our TikTok playlist and you can see all of our TikTok tips. But TikTok would be the top of the funnel. We would use this in our audience, building an audience on there. TikTok, you can't monetize. That's the problem with it, right? And this is why it's top of funnel. You can reach a lot of people, but it's very hard to contact them. The DM feature, the direct message feature on TikTok is really horrible. And I think you can only use it if both of you are following each other. And it's not conducive to allowing you to send links to other apps and things like that. So TikTok really is just going to solely be about reach and engagement. That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to build an audience of people there and get them familiar with your face. Now, Instagram you're going to use for branding purposes as well as cold leads and warming your audience. So this is going to be kind of the middle of your funnel. This is where you could potentially convert a couple of leads, but it's not the intention. Instagram is really where you're going to brand yourself. This is where you're going to have all of your posts that go over the different policies that you offer. This is going to be where you're going to have posts that kind of resonate more with your brand. You can put a little bit more personal family stuff on there, whatever. And you can still post your TikToks as Reels if you would like to. But a typical way that we recommend insurance agents do it, it's a bit different on my personal account. So don't look at our accounts as kind of information because we're doing something different. But for an insurance agent, what I would recommend is you can actually hide your Reels in your main feed, so you can put kind of all your personal posts and your actual feed and grid will look nice and tidy, and you can still have the Reels publicly available to people, but they just won't clutter up your main feed. So that way you can start to kind of brand yourself as an agent, and when people look at the first 9 photos on your profile, it can be you at a community event, and oh yeah, I know that place. Oh, I know this guy. Okay, he goes here. Right. So I've seen, this place in the city. I'm familiar with this. You can start to build your brand, build familiarity with people, and it just warms your audience. It's another place where they see your face every day. So TikTok, you should be pushing everyone to follow you on Instagram. That's where this funnel needs to go from the top all the way down to the bottom, right? And this is why, what we're doing with the audience. The other thing you can do with Instagram as well is you can use it for cold leads, because the people that are following you on Instagram are familiar with you. They know who you are, more than likely know what you do. They've checked out your page. If they're following you, then they would at least read your bio or something, right? So they know who you are and they're familiar with what you do. So these are the perfect people to reach out and message. Why would you not message your followers and the people who know you the best? Makes zero sense why you wouldn't do that, right? So every new follower should be getting a nice welcome message. Hey, thanks so much for following me. I appreciate it. Do you have any insurance needs? No, not at the moment. Okay, then I'm going to funnel you down into my Facebook group, and I'm going to get into that in a minute here. But that's really what Instagram is for. It's kind of bridging that gap from TikTok, taking the reach from TikTok, putting them on another place where they're going to see your face, see any of the important news that you have, any important updates. If you're selling a new policy or moving to a new carrier or something like that, you can update all of that different stuff on your Instagram, and people are very likely to see it as opposed to TikTok, where, again, like I said, it's great for followers, but your followers typically don't, view every single post that you post. It's a lot easier to share on, Instagram stories as well as post with people, and it's way more people are actually going to actively see your Instagram posts, and they're going to be aware of what you're doing. So it's easy to brand yourself, warm your audience up. And you can even get some of those cold leads when you're sending them a message and, hey, do you have anything with insurance that you need? Maybe they do, and maybe you talk to them right away, and then maybe they end up becoming a client. That can happen too. But where we're really optimizing for that is in the Facebook group. So the Facebook group is going to be meant for starting conversations that lead to sales and basically having a lead oven through providing value. So what you want to do is provide so much value in this Facebook group, and I went over this in my lead magnet video that I would have posted a few days ago now. And in that lead magnet video, I described to you how you can kind of provide value in your Facebook groups, posting, just little bits of information that you learned just something you learned every day about insurance, right? Having people, there's a whole bunch of different things you can do. I'm not going to go into that into this video, but you want to warm them up, continuously provide value in that group, continuously provide things that people are searching for in that group. And ultimately there, when people comment on your posts or when people join the group to begin with, you want to start conversations in that group that lead to a sale for you. Because think about it, if somebody has seen you on TikTok, they've come all the way through your Instagram, down into your Facebook group and joined it, they are clearly interested in what it is that you have to offer. Even if they're not ready to purchase at this moment, they are interested in what you have to offer and they want it, right? So this is how you should structure your audience in 2023 to be the most effective. And this can all be done organically. You don't need to spend a single dollar doing any of this to start getting leads fed into your Facebook group and start getting people on the phone and closed totally organically. I'm not saying it's going to happen overnight, but this strategy works. You get the reach on TikTok. You make sure you're interesting and engaging on TikTok. You feed people down to your Instagram, or if you can feed them straight from the top of funnel right down to the Facebook group. If you're able to do that and just tell people, hey, here's my Facebook group, look it up, join, get them to do that. Great. Takes out another step and less friction in the whole process. If you can do that, great. But most people aren't going to be ready for that right away. They're going to want to warm up. They'll go, okay, TikTok, and you can link them to your Instagram, and okay, let me follow them on Instagram. And then a few weeks later, they keep seeing your content on TikTok, right? And then they trickle down. They go, okay, well, what does this guy offer? And they check, okay, he has a Facebook group where he offers this. They join the Facebook group. A few weeks later, they start to have some questions about some of the stuff that you're doing or commenting on some of the stuff. Then you send them a message, or they send you a message, and then you get on a call. This is how it works, right? It's a bit of a long game, but if you're able to play it, you can continue to compound this over and over and over as your TikTok continues to grow. It's going to feed more followers to your Instagram, which is going to feed more people to your Facebook group. Eventually, Facebook is going to start recommending your group to local people in the algorithm. Instagram is going to start recommending your account to local people. So you're going to have new sources of people joining in at the funnels at different stages. Your TikTok is going to grow and you're going to get more reach. You have a video that blows up and then that video brings you a ton of new followers, right? So it all just feeds kind of off of each other. And it's all about just pushing people down that funnel and getting them closer to a sale. Now, why is building an audience even important in the first place, right? Like, what's the point of doing all of this, right? Well, we really want to play the long game here. I think it's going to be super important. I think this is where the future is headed. With so many options nowadays of anything that you want to possibly buy. If you want to buy a sweatshirt right now, I could pull up 50 different sweatshirts on Google in 0.0036 seconds it takes Google to do the search result. There are so many options for people nowadays. They are bombarded constantly with options. And it's no longer first come, first serve. If you're the first person to show somebody, they'll buy from you because they've already seen everything on the internet by now. Everyone has already seen everything on the internet. They already know who the local insurance guy is on the internet. They are only going to buy now in the coming years from sources that they trust. This goes for clothing, this goes for cars, this goes for insurance. It doesn't matter. This is the trend that everything is going into right now. People are going to start to buy from the sources that they trust, and that is it, right? And I know guys already who do this, right? Like, think of, because we can do this on a granular level. I'm sure all of you have, a grandma or an aunt or someone who only ever shops for groceries at Walmart for whatever reason. Walmart just treated them real good and they had that loyalty to Walmart. They trust Walmart. If I need a refund on something, Walmart's going to get it to me real quick, real fast, whatever. I'm going to go with Walmart. That's my store. I go there. I know the route there. That's how people are going to start to be online. There are so many different options now for them to take. It's no longer about novelty. Most people don't want novelty. They want convenience. It's the entire point of moving everything to the internet. It's the entire reason why people are buying things online instead of going to a store and buying them now. It is about the convenience, not the novelty. People don't care about the novelty anymore. So you need to become that trusted source that they do follow. And in a couple, I'm not saying that it's going to take you a couple years to start to get leads coming through the door. What I'm saying is, in a couple years, if you can master this and do this right and stay consistent with it for a couple years, you're going to be absolutely drowning in leads. This is going to create a referral feedback loop, which means that eventually you're not even really hopefully going to be able to even need to pay money for leads, right? So eventually you can get to a point where your organic content is doing so well, the most valuable use of your time will be to market, right? Because right now, I think most agents who are watching this video are either in stage 1 or stage 2. If you have no calls in your calendar, right? You have no appointments booked with anybody. The most valuable use of your time as an insurance agent is outreaching to talk to new people. Okay? It's that simple. If you have no calls, you need to find calls. You need to hop on calls until you can get appointments set. Hop on cold calls, knock on doors, do what you got to do. Spend money on leads. Whatever you got to do to outreach, doesn't matter. You need to outreach to get calls. Once you have calls coming through the door, it no longer makes sense to do outreach. If you can just spend more time on calls and less time doing outreach, eventually what's going to make you the most money isn't if you do 2 hours of outreach a day and 6 calls. right? If you're able to just get 8 calls a day and just drill calls all day long, just do calls. That's what's going to make you the most money. So at the very beginning, the first thing that's going to make you the most money is outreaching to get those first calls set in. You have no calls. So you're going to be spending 6 hours looking for appointments and 2 hours actually on them a day or something like that. Here's where that ratio flips. And I'm going to be, selling 6 hours a day, outreaching for 2 or even less if you can. Now, eventually you're going to get to a point where your organic videos are so powerful and they draw so many people to you, and maybe by this point you've built up a team who sell your products for you, so you don't need to worry about actually hopping on the phone with anyone. The most valuable use of your time will be to market to reach new people. So this is the final stage, that once you reach this, when your time becomes more valuable marketing to new people than it does selling new people, this is when you've made it. This is when you've made it. And the only way to do that, the only way you're ever going to be able to do that is to have an audience somewhere, right? These are the platforms that I recommend having it on. I think this is the easiest way to go about it, especially for beginners, and I already explained why. You can do it different ways, but you need to have an audience to market to, right? So the other thing that is so great about this is it is free. You can start implementing everything I'm telling you today, and you never need to spend a penny to make it work. Now, you'll probably notice I have need, kind of highlighted here. That's because you can spend money and you can continue to, whether you're doing lead gen or something else, maybe you have more money than you do time and you just want to kickstart yourself and go further up the ladder a little bit faster. You can spend money and this will definitely make this process easier for you, but you don't need to. You can do it for free right now. Right now, there's nothing stopping you from starting, a Facebook group, an Instagram page, and a TikTok account if you don't have any one of those 3 right now, right? So this is why building an audience is so important. This is the long game, and it's going to create this referral feedback loop. That means, I guess I didn't really go over this. The referral feedback loop is where you're going to start, using social media to actually get clients. Those clients are then going to refer you to other clients who are going to join your audience, making your audience bigger, which is going to get you more referrals, which is going to get you more people to join your audience. See how it's a feedback loop. These referrals start to feed off of each other and it becomes a feedback loop. This is what you get when you build an audience and when you do it right. And when you hit that point where you've got this referral flywheel going, this is when you don't need to spend money on any leads ever again anymore. When you have so many referrals and new people coming in from marketing, you don't need to spend money on leads. That's how it's done. Now, how do we actually start doing this, right? Because it's easy to kind of point out, hey, this is what you should be doing. You should be building an audience, yada, yada, yada. How do we go about actually building our audience? Well, my recommendation is to post content daily. And you don't need to just post on TikTok. You can take your TikTok posts and you can put them on Facebook. You can put them on Instagram as well. You don't need to just use TikTok for your top of funnel. Your top of funnel strategy can include Facebook as well as even Instagram if you're just posting reels, and it's just a way for, you just want to get that virality. You want to get that reach and engagement. You want to get that attention. So you can actually strip away TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook group. You just need these things in place. The top of funnel is anything that's going to get you reach and engagement and help you test product market fit. The middle of funnel is helping you brand, get cold leads, and warming your audience. And this bottom of funnel is just for starting conversations that lead to sales, right? So if you can find other platforms or areas to do these things on, as long as they're fitting this criteria, go for it, right? But you need to be posting. I would recommend posting every day. The way that we do our TikToks, it never takes any more than 100 seconds to ever finish a TikTok from absolutely nothing, have it professionally edited like all of mine. If you haven't seen, again, like I said, go check out my TikTok videos where I show you exactly how to do that. You really don't have, plus we'll give you a year's supply of free TikTok content scripts. If you don't already have them, all you need to do is join our Facebook group. So you have no excuse if you're following this channel to not be posting content daily, because it will literally take you 100 seconds out of the day. And if you don't have 100 seconds out of the day, what are you watching this video for, right? So don't give me that. You can be posting content daily. The other thing is to make sure not to waste momentum, right? So you need to actually reach out and push people down the funnel. This is a really important part of it, because if you go through all the work of making all these TikToks, making all these reels, and you start to see people following you on Instagram that you didn't know, and then you don't reach out and push them down the funnel and tell them, hey, how's it going? Are you looking for insurance right now? No, not right now. Thanks so much. Okay, here's a lead magnet that I'm offering. Would you like to join our Facebook group? You need to be pushing people down the funnel. Don't waste this momentum. Don't waste all the energy you put into that TikTok to get somebody to follow you or like or comment or subscribe or do whatever action that they took, and then not reach out to them and push them down the funnel. You need to be pushing people down the funnel. You need to be reaching out to people, and you need to be telling them, hey, do you need my services? If not, cool. Let's get you in here where I can, offer them to you again at a different time. Make sure that you're constantly aware of me, and by the time that you are ready to buy, I will be the person that you buy from, because you trust and respect and follow me. That's why building an audience is so important, right? Just went over that. The third thing that you can do, like I said here, kind of hitting off of this, is hire and scale out your content and hire and scale out these processes if you have the money and the resources to create your referral flywheel. Ultimately, the goal of this is to get to that place where you have the referral flywheel going, and that is where you have that feedback loop going where, people are coming into the audience and handing out referrals, which leads to more people coming into the audience and handing out more referrals, right? So very important to keep this in mind. And if you can hire and scale out, if you have the money and resources to be able to do that, highly recommend it. It's going to give you a huge, huge kickstart if you're able to do it properly. Now, how do we help insurance agents actually build an audience? We do it through our exclusive lead system. It's a done-for-you multi-dimensional lead generating process that generates leads on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. So we have all three covered in our top of funnel. It helps you build your audience while collecting leads directly, because the problem with TikTok posts are you can't actually attach a lead form and get somebody's information. If they're interested in what you're selling, you may have to wait 2 weeks for them to be pushed all the way down the funnel to be able to start that conversation with them. What lead generation does is it puts a lead form right in that TikTok video that you made. So when people see that video, they can swipe up, they can fill out their name, email, phone number, and whatever other information that you need from them, and you can reach out to them and start, working with them right away instead of having to work harder to push them down the funnel. So included in this lead generation process is a lead nurturing process. So we make sure that just because you get a lead that fills out a form on Facebook or TikTok or Instagram or whatever it may be, that lead doesn't go to waste, because they're getting email and SMS follow-ups, not just instantly as soon as they actually fill out the form, because that's when they're hottest and most likely to actually convert, but we send them out months down the line too to make sure no lead ever goes to waste. Like I said, it helps you jumpstart your audience on multiple different platforms, getting you started and giving you an online presence on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, and even more if you need as well. And the best part of this system is this lead generation system, we hand it off to you once it's completed. There's no agency pulling any sort of strings and forcing an invoice down your throat every month. It is yours to keep once it's built out for you. No exclusive lead system is the same as another. They're all custom built for you, so you can be sure that you're not being handed off somebody else's system marked as your own. We will build everything custom for you. If you're interested in the exclusive lead system, you can hit me up on pretty much any social media. I'm on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, as well as obviously YouTube here. So yeah, with that being said, hope this video was a help to those of you who are watching it. Get out there, start building your audience. You have no excuse not to with the resources that we've provided you, as well as the knowledge that you now have. If you need any more help, feel free to shoot me a DM. If you need the TikTok scripts, check the description of this video, and the link to them in our Facebook group will be there. So with that being said, hope you guys have had a wonderful holidays. Talking to you soon. God bless.